Bulls Nation, welcome to a very special video, and today's video is going to be important because I'm talking about a game that has set history for the Chicago Bulls. Not very often are you going to see games where some of your team, your players, and especially around the NBA, that teams make history. And again, this is one of those games for the Chicago Bulls. I'm very, very, very proud and honored to watch this game live. And again, the Bulls made me a very happy man today. At the end of the day, who knows how long this is going to go for? Who knows when the next time we'll make history? But again, I feel like it's always important to enjoy games like this where your team does make history, no matter how good or bad you are. So without further ado, let's talk about the Chicago Bulls versus the New Orleans Pelicans in this video. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aidan Sports Show, and welcome back to another video. Today, we've got a Chicago Bulls versus New Orleans Pelicans game reaction. And before we go any further, I do have to apologize for not uploading this video the day of the game. Of course, there's been personal issues or personal events that have happened that couldn't allow me to upload when I wanted to do it. And unfortunately, that's how life is sometimes. I can't really avoid situations like that every single time. And unfortunately, today or yesterday was one of those days you just simply can't avoid it. But hopefully, regardless, you guys will still enjoy this video. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on. Let me know in the comments below who is your player of the game. Let me know in the comments below how proud of you of two specific players, but also the entire team today. And once again, when the Bulls make history, when the Bulls set some records in the NBA, it is important to celebrate those times. And thankfully, doing those records, setting those records, ended up with the Chicago Bulls winning the game as well. The scoreline for the Chicago Bulls in this game was 129 to 116. The Bulls absolutely dominated, in my opinion, this game. And of course, the scoreline probably doesn't do it justice enough. But the Bulls had this game unlocked pretty much from the first quarter, which is very, very important for the Chicago Bulls to bounce back after a very dramatically poor performance from the Washington Wizards. It's an important game to beat the New Orleans Pelicans. And I have to talk about the New Orleans Pelicans. Because at the end of the day, they're a team that won 6 out of their last 8 games, and they came off of a back-to-back to verse us. So these things are important to mention, just so New Orleans Pelicans fans that did watch this game knows that I know that. I know that the Pelicans came off of their first back-to-back on the road. I know that they would probably struggle in this game. But at the end of the day, the season's not been kind to anybody. So to complain about that, in my opinion, is irrelevant. But the fact of the matter is the Bulls did what they were supposed to do. We walked into that first quarter. We walked into that entire game, and we beat a team that we should have beaten due to their circumstances off of a back-to-back. Their first one on the road, traveling to the Chicago and having the game actually delayed a bit. So, look, the fact of the matter is, I'm very proud of this team. I'm very proud of the records that we've set today. And if you don't know the records, I want to give you a few things that we've set. I believe the Bulls set a franchise record in 3-point scores, which is massive. A massive day for Chicago Bulls history. Again, this is a ongoing theme in the NBA where teams are setting records, their own records for NBA 3-point shots made, because it's turning into a 3-point scoring league. That's how it's going to be in the future. They're going to be scoring a lot of 3-pointers. And with that, you're going to set new franchise records, and the Bulls have set one today. We came very close to the NBA record, which is a big step in the right direction for today's game. Simply, the Bulls could not miss. Again, defense needs some work, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. The second record I have to announce to you guys today, Zach LaVine and Kobe White, the sweet life of Zach and Kobe, were the first backcourt to hit 8 consecutive threes on both players, which means that Zach LaVine hit 8 3-pointers or more, and Kobe White hit 8 3-pointers or more. That is absolutely insane to know that we're the first backcourt to do that. A very proud day for Kobe White and Zach LaVine. One that I definitely think they should not take for granted. And you love to see when your team makes history. It makes you really proud to support your team. And again, I'm not sure how this season is going to go going forward. I'm not sure how the Bulls will continue to win or continue to lose games. I don't know if we're going to struggle or we're going to pick things up. I can't give those answers to you. But be proud of that performance. Be proud of the records that your team broke today and set a new record. Be proud of that. Be proud of the Chicago Bulls today. There's a lot of time to complain. There's a lot of time to argue. Hell, being a Chicago Bulls fans, I think we've done that for the majority of our lifetime as Bulls fans. But today is a day to be proud of the Chicago Bulls. Be proud of your team. And again, usually you're not going to see offense like that very often, where every single three goes in, where Zach LaVine was like 5 for 5 from three-point line before he missed one, some things like that. You're not going to see that very often. But one thing that made me the most optimistic, not necessarily the three-point shots that were going in, it was the defense in the third quarter. That stood out to me like a rash. I enjoyed the life out of that third quarter because of the defense we played beyond the offense. The offense was amazing. We're a fantastic offensive team that's going to continue to be the case. When you make threes, you make history on offense. That's beautiful. But the defense alongside with that in the third quarter brings optimism, brings a level of respect for your players and the team to know that you can be that team. It's all about being that team consistently. We saw against Orlando a very similar third quarter in offense. I believe this third quarter on defense was the best the Chicago Bulls ever had this season, which is a big step in the right direction. It's about becoming that consistently, becoming that defensive threat consistently, allowing your team to be a defensive juggernaut. And offensively, your shots will come. And that's already been proven for the Chicago Bulls. And that's what I want to talk about. That's the big takeaway from me. The records were broken. It's fantastic and something to be proud of. But the defense is something I was extremely proud of in that third quarter. And it's something I want to bring massive attention to outside of, obviously, the breaking of the records. That defense is something that needs to be acknowledged as well. With that being said, let's go to the individual performers for today's game and be proud of your team. I want to kick things off with Patrick Williams, who I'm very, very proud of today as well. 7 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. Now, Zion Williamson, can I just say, is an absolute monster. A monster, a force to be reckoned with, a player that I'm a very big fan of, and a player that I want to see succeed in his time with the Pelicans and abroad. Patrick Williams was the one that had to guard Zion Williamson. And I thought he held his own. Obviously, Zion had an amazing game, something you just simply can't ignore. But the fact that Patrick Williams is guarding LeBron James, guarding Giannis, guarding Luka Doncic, guarding Zion Williamson, eventually, he's going to get more confidence in guarding those players. The more that he plays these players and guards them, the better he will be guarding them in the future. So I'm very, very proud of Patrick Williams today. He had 7 points and 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Not the best game offensively. Probably not the best game defensively either. But I'm very, very proud that he's taking these assignments on this team. And I think he will be an extremely, extremely good defender over the few years. He's already a good one now, but having these experiences will only make him a better defender in time. Now I want to talk about Denzel Valentine. 16 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. What more could you ask for from Denzel Valentine, a player that comes off the bench, doesn't get too many minutes on the Chicago Bulls, and giving up 16 points in the starting lineup, making very, very good shots. Obviously, playing very good hustle defense, getting 3 rebounds and 2 assists as well. Not too bad. A great game for Denzel Valentine. Simply, what more could you ask for from a player like that? Very, very happy with his production in the starting lineup, and maybe it is something we can look into in the future as we give him more minutes. I think whether Larry comes back, Wendell comes back, I don't think Denzel Valentine should be kept out of the rotation for Chandler Hutchison, even when Chandler Hutchison comes back. I guess I can make a video about that a little bit later. Daniel Gafford, 9 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Daniel Gafford, I believe in the second half was a lot better. He made another jump shot today. He's showing the range. Keep that up consistently. We might have some good offense coming from Daniel Gafford in the future. Today's game was definitely one of his better games, I should say, especially scoring-wise. He had really good stretches in the game where he was blocking shots consistently, which was fantastic to see. I don't think Daniel Gafford was poor today. I think when he has games like against Steven Adams and centers that are not necessarily attacking threats, I think he does better. And at the end of the day, we all know he's not the finished product. We all know that he's probably not a starter caliber yet, but this is a solid game in my opinion from Daniel Gafford. Let's talk about the 2 players you all probably came here to see. I want to start off with Kobe White. 34 minutes played, 30 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds or 2 rebounds. I mean, I'm stunned. I mean, if you watch this game, you would have never thought Kobe White was struggling. This was a fantastic game, a game to be proud of, a game that you see Kobe White and you say, that's what I want. I want you to be aggressive. I want you to take those 3-point shots. I want you to drive. I want you to be aggressive. At the end of the day, let's be real. Kobe White as a playmaker, I think we've all come to the conclusion he can be better, but he's not there. And maybe he will never get there. Many people might believe that. 7 assists for tonight for Kobe White, by the way, I should say. But when he's aggressive in his shot, when other people are setting him up, he will be a good player. And then that allows him to make those assists, make those dimes, get those players involved. And I think this shows the best representation of what Kobe White can be in the future. A player that loves to catch and shoot, a player that's going to be aggressive, a player that's going to work, and a player that's going to maybe become a decent playmaker in his future. But this is the best version of Kobe White I've seen in a long time. And it's because he was aggressive. He was taking the right shots, and he was taking shots that other people set up for him. Maybe that shows he is a 2-guard. Many people have said that. I still think we need to experiment, but other people strongly believe he's a 2-guard, and this game probably represents that at a very good level. So fair play to everybody that did say that. I still think it's time to evaluate him still and see what he can be, but a very strong game from Kobe White. Zach LaVine. Oh my God, Zach LaVine. 46 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds. Zach LaVine was absolutely insane. And again, we were struggling in the second half of that game, especially. Bulls couldn't make a shot. It seemed like even in that third quarter, Zach LaVine was taking near all the shots. 38 minutes played, 46 points. He barely missed in this game. What an amazing game from Zach LaVine. Again, another game to be proud of. Be proud of Zach LaVine. Be proud of the Chicago Bulls and the history we've made today. And Zach LaVine got his season high once again in today's game. Another game to be extremely proud of. And of course, when the Bulls win on top of that, you can't ask for much more. Now, without going too much more into the box score, I think we've all seen enough of the history that we made today. I do want to say Garrett Temple had a fantastic game, near double-double, 10 points, 7 assists. Thaddeus Young had 8 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds, I believe. And Satoransky had 8 assists, 7 of them, I believe, came in the first quarter. So, solid night overall for the Chicago Bulls. Now, let's go into the must improve. And again, I'm not going to pick a must improve because I believe when your team makes history, when your team performs the way that they do, I don't want to bash players for the sake of bashing them. When someone has an openly bad game and we win, I will talk about it. But I don't think anyone had a bad game in this. Luke Cornett barely played. Archie Diacono barely played. I think everybody else did their part. So, fair play. We're going to move on from that. The player of the game is Zach LaVine. Now, I really wanted to give it to Kobe White, but I know it's not ethical. It's not ethical to give it to Kobe White because Zach LaVine had his season high and he just was that good. He was that good today. He made me smile. Every shot he made. The Pelicans could not stop him. Put Lonzo on him, couldn't stop him. Josh Hart on him, couldn't stop him. Anybody they put on him simply couldn't stop him. So another tremendous game from Zach LaVine. He's having a lot of those. And again, this just shows his all-star caliber level. Put him in the all-star game. Stop ignoring the subject. Don't let it go to coaches. Don't let it go to these situations where he could get snubbed. Zach LaVine's an all-star. Put him in the all-star game. And we need to see him at least become an all-star. Whether he plays the game gets played, whatever NBA players decide to do. All-star votes are there for a reason. He can still be an all-star without playing the game. Get Zach LaVine in the all-star as an all-star. Simple as that. The Bulls' record is 10-14, 4 games away from 500. This is a big win. This is a win I think we needed, considering we've got the Clippers and the Pacers in the next 2 games, 2 very tough teams that we're going to face. I'd love to get 2 wins out of those. But we're losing to the Wizards, which is a big blow, and it's not going to change. There's going to be a massive blow. A game like this is a massive bounce back, in my opinion. A game that can maybe, hopefully, give us more promise towards the future. I'm not sure where we are in the Eastern Conference. I believe we're 10th, which is exactly where we need to be for a playoff bracket game. But I want to go to the 8th position, the 7th position, even the 6th position. There are positions in the Eastern Conference we can get to if we just have a higher standard of performance. The next game is against the LA Clippers. We all know the LA Clippers is a tough team. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to say I'm coming into that feeling extremely confident, but I feel the Bulls, if they can compete, you always have a chance to be in the game and win the game if you compete. So the Bulls, compete in this game. Make your team proud. Fight hard. Defend well. And the scoring will come, obviously. They're a great team. They're going to score the ball. With that being said, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Have a wonderful and safe day. I do apologize once again for not uploading it on the day of the game. Hopefully that won't happen for another long period of time. I hope I can upload videos on the day of the game. Potentially on Sunday for me, Saturday for you, actually Friday for you guys and Saturday for me. Could be another situation where that could happen, but I don't think it will. I'm going to give you a heads up now, just so you know. I don't want to leave anything I guess untalked about. I have a channel update coming for the Chicago Bulls fans that like my content, and we'll see how things go. With that being said, have a wonderful day, take care, and peace.